Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Wally Weasel. And here we are with a new, style series. Look at the description to find out how this whole thing's about to go. So this is going to be a new kind of video. Well, I mean, all this stuff will be in the description. I don't know. This is like before I've written the description. Basically, Wally Weasel explains to the best of his ability, or basically remembers to the best of his ability. If anything I miss and you're like, hey, that sucks, then go ahead and post that up. Do that in a comment, do that in a thumbs down or whatever. If you think, you should be able to still do that. However you want to do that. And no, I did not get the camera facing the wrong way, because no face cam. You don't want to see that, and I don't want to see that. So anyway, I'm going to assume that by now you've already read the description and gotten everything else. I am nervous as hell doing this, but this should be fun. It's probably why I'm doing it Sunday mornings. Because there's no one around the birds. The birds are judging me. Stop judging me, birds. Okay, anyway, so inaugural episode here is going to be Wally Weasel explains the time that Batman broke his back to the best of his knowledge. Not the best of Batman's knowledge, the best of my knowledge. And Knightfall, there we go. This is kind of stalling until I remember the title. See, there we go. So that's going to be the first bit of an interesting bit. So I hope you all enjoy watching Gravel. So sorry about that, but again, no face cam. So anyways, so Knightfall. Basically, it starts out with Bane breaking every single, well, not every single, but most every single villain out of Arkham Asylum. Just about every villain. Gets them out there because he has a plan. Yes, Bane has a plan. His plan is to be the one to break the bat. So what's he do? Again, he breaks everyone out of Arkham Asylum, forces Batman to basically deal with all of them. So, Batman's like punch, punch, punch. Some of them turn into like little side stories. Some of them are just kind of like off panel, oh, I beat this guy. I think there's something to do with the Joker. It's going to be 2 or 3 issues. Not really nitty gritty, but basically it's not really all that important in the end. Joker does something because he's a Joker, so he can't just be on a like splash page of Batman beating up people. So so this goes on for a few days, and it just wears Batman out. Like, wears him out completely. Wears him out to the fact that he's just like, doesn't even bother changing out of his bat suit when he, shows back up to the Wayne Manor. Just kind of throws a robe over it and is like, that's good enough. I'll sleep in this. It'll be like the bat jammas. So, when he arrives back at Wayne Manor, he finds Bane. Bane is there waiting for him, and he's like, hey, what up? And Batman's like, oh my god. So they get into a fight, and, obviously Bane wins, because it's a story about Batman breaking his back. Or Bane breaking his back. Someone breaking Batman's back. Because Batman just won't quit. He's like, no, I'm not going to announce you the victor. And Bane's like, alright, well fine, I'll break your back and toss you to the crowd. And there you go, bitch. And, time for a scene swap here. Kind of, sort of. What's it going to be? It's going to be grass. Yay. My feet in grass. So anyways, yes. Already like 5 minutes into it. I only got like another 20 minutes left. Because that's how long it takes for me to walk. Okay, anyways, yes. So, Bane beats Batman, basically, And Batman's like, oh crap. Someone's got to be Batman. Because even though all the villains are, most of the villains are back in Arkham. There's still some out there, and they gotta know that Batman is still meaning business out there and all that other stuff. And soon we're going to come to the true test. We're across the road. Well, the busier road. And so, Dick Grayson doesn't want it. I think it's Tim Drake. Yes, Tim Drake. Tim Drake says, like, well, I'm too young to be Batman because people are going to, get the whole sense that Batman can't just suddenly shrink, with the exception of Batmite. And Gordon's like, I'm still working on the rabbit ears. So, I think it's, yes, Dick Grayson, who's like, well, what about this John Paul Valley guy, this Azrael? He's kind of like going around dressed up like a ninja. He seems pretty cool. So, he could probably do it. And Batman's like, oh, whatever. I can't really decide because I spent all my time kicking people away, but bringing people close. Like I'm the loner with, 3 groups under my belt. Not just 3 groups, but so many students. God damn, man. Batman is like the most public antisocial superhero when you think about it. Okay, that's all side stuff. So anyways, let's see here. Ooh, you're getting some lawn as well. People are passing by like, hey, who's that guy vlogging? How important does he think he is? Not very important to my 14 subscribers. So, Bruce Wayne is like, whatever, I gotta go to overseas to train with Lady Shiva because Lady Shiva for this issue is probably not going to be a villain, so we can trust her. And that's kind of what Bruce Wayne does. Shopaholic Valley comes in and he's like, awesome, I can be Batman. And this isn't so bad, just put on the bat suit. And open my eyes, it's all wet. Just gonna let this. A few of the cars pass by. I don't know how the audio is affecting, or how cars are affecting the audio. Which is why I kind of want to record this on Sunday mornings, but for no reason everyone's just driving around. Where the hell are you going? Nothing's open yet. Not even gas stations here. They're on the opposite directions of coffee shops. Okay, so Valley is like, first thing we got to do is take care of Bane. Ooh, big flowers. Big petals. You can see them. Okay, so no ducks here. Just some koi. You probably can't see them, but you can see the little ripples. Eventually, we'll be feeding some ducks along here. Should be fun. Oh no, there's some ducks. Can I zoom? I don't think I can zoom. There's some ducks. Oh, I see them. Sorry for the troubles. I can't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. Won't stop. Never stop. Ducks. We'll be feeding them soon, but not now because the ducks are just getting comfortable and I don't want to disturb them. Anyways, what was I talking about? Batman. Batman is John Paul Valley as Batman. Jesus, there's a lot of traffic today. It's only like church time. When is church time? Here I am rambling. Okay, anyway, so let's do this again. Everybody's going the opposite direction that I'm going. Isn't that worrying? If you're like walking down along the road and everyone's kind of leaving where you're going. Well, whatever. Okay, so Jean Paul Valley is like, we got to take out Bane. That's step 1. We can't have Batman without taking out Bane, because if Batman comes back, Bane's just gonna be all like, everyone's just gonna be all like, well, Bane beats you, so whatever. So Valley just fights Bane, but Bane is too much for him because Azrael is just like a C-tier hero up until this point. Like very, very, very C-tier hero. And more cars. More cars. Every other time though where I was thinking about doing this video, like when it was too dark to record, I was like, this is all perfect timing. It's just too dark to record. There's no traffic. But now there's like traffic up the wazoo. Seriously, it's almost like rush hour traffic on this road. This is like the only road I can take because of the rivers and stuff. Alright, so Valley's like, okay, well, that sucks. Because, Ben beat us twice. And now we got to go back to like the drawing board quite literally. And so he draws up these designs. And he's like, well, what sucked? Because the whole deal with Azrael, John Paul Valley, is that he was, raised in this kind of religious sect, the Order of Saint Dumas, where they kind of put their people in a trance, and while they're in the trance, they're like, oh, we can do whatever we set our minds to, So Valley uses that in order to think what can work in beating up Bane. Well, part of the problem was having to throw, batarangs from my belt, because that was just wasted effort. So why can't I just shoot the projectiles? I mean, it all works in the action figures, so why can't I do it too? So he does that. He's got the batarangs in his little gauntlets, and he's got the cord in his gauntlets, a little grappling hook. And as a result, he goes back, fights Bane, beats Bane. Bane pretty much begs for his life, or pretty much begs to be, to be killed. He's like, oh, you beat me. It sucks. And Valley's like, no, you live with this, because, if you're alive, then that means that everyone knows that I kicked your ass. If I kill you, then everyone's like, oh, the Batman winner, didn't they? Or didn't he? So, yeah. So that's kind of the end of Bane in this story. And the rise of Jean Paul Valley as Batman. So Batman, or Jean Paul Valley, I should just differentiate the two. Jean Paul Valley goes on to be Batman, and he just continues improving the suit. Well, improving with quotations, depending upon how you feel about it. And Tim Drake is like, hey, John, you're kind of closing yourself off into the world here. You're kind of sealing yourself up in the Batcave. It's kind of the point, but it's not really the point. And Jean Paul Valley's like, well, Batman is kind of working alone, so why would I need a sidekick? So you let me just, put a new term in, sidekick, and kick you to the side. And, he seals the Batcave entirely. Only one way in and out. And Tim Drake is like, oh, crap. This guy's kind of, freaking out. Tries to get Dick racing in, but Dick is like, whatever, I got my own place. I got Bloodhaven to take care of. And, yeah. So, Tim Drake is kind of out of the story, kind of not, but, his stuff is irrelevant at this point. It's kind of like how Jean Paul Valley wants us to feel about Tim Drake. It's like, nobody needs you around, so screw you. Pretty much, go be Red Robin. We're the dorkiest superheroes outfit out ever. Some personal opinion stuff. So, Jean Paul Valley continues to be Batman. And in the background, there's like this one business guy who got, kidnapped, about to be executed by this villain. And Tim Drake is kind of like, well, we got to go get him. And Valley's like, no, I'm going to go and deal with this. And he does. He gets the villain, and he lets the business guy die. Because he's like, screw it. The whole point of it is stop the villain, get the villain, save more people. There's really no point in saving the business guy. So he's like, screw it. No business guy being saved. And no deer. No deer, no deer. Saw a deer a little bit ago, climbing up the cliff side there. I'm going to get by. Alright. Also got spring cleanup coming up, so I'm going to try to avoid people's trash, keep it on the sidewalk here. It's not so bad, you know. So while all this is going on, Bruce Wayne is recovering, and you know, he recovers because magic of comics. I mean, he recovered from like getting shot by Darkseid. So, you know, I don't think he'd like having a broken back is going to do too much to stop Batman, because this Batman, you know, it's like Superman died, but then he came back. And all these other people died, and they came back. So, you know, I mean, this is better than getting punched in the back and being told, hey, believe in yourself. That's how you're going to get over your back injury. Anyway, so Batman eventually comes back, and he's like, oh, look at the mess that Jean-Paul Valley made. Well, I got to talk with Dick Grayson at some point. And be all like, hey, I told you so. Or at least I meant to tell you so. I better go tell my pirate self in the whole Return of Bruce Wayne story. To go all like, hey, slap Dick Grayson upside the back of the head and say, this is for later. You know? Just imagine the slap on the head, and at the right time, and you'll know why. So, you know, whatever. People don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. People are just going all over the place. And I'm getting closer. So, Batman comes back, and he's like, hey, Jean-Paul Valley, stop doing mean stuff. Stop, you know, screwing up the Batman legacy. Even though you're kind of doing it as a loner, which is something I haven't been doing. You know, was there like 5 Robins, Justice League, like how many times? And then his own group, what was they, like the Outcasts or something? The Outcasts, the Undesirables, the people who never really made it in comics later on, because it just basically became like the Batman show. And then Batman Incorporated, you know. And traffic goes by. Yeah, so, you know, like, come on, Batman's supposed to be a loner there, Jean-Paul. And yeah, I mean, Jesus. This is what happens when I don't read a script. You know, this is what happens when my nerves and so many people driving by for reasons that really don't exist. I don't know, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. This is kind of what happens when those kind of things clash. Anyway, they have a fight, and Jean-Paul Valley is just overpowering Batman because Batman's still recovering, and the fact that the new Batsuit, which, you know, available in stores now, or at the time, basically was just overpowering Bruce Wayne Batman. And so Bruce is like, okay, well, let's go spelunking. Is it spelunking or cave? No, it's not cave diving. It's probably not spelunking. Basically like cave exploration, you know? And, you know, he crawls through the cave, and Jean-Paul Valley goes after him. And, you know, he has got to tear apart his suit in order to get through the crevices. He eventually does. And he comes out and is like, oh, it's all bright and sunlight. And it's like, oh, I see, I've been reborn. And then off-panel, Bruce Wayne just kind of comes in and bam, punches him in the head. You know? Sort of like that, the ending of, you know, the Iron Man Hulk fight. Where, you know, Hulk is just kind of standing there. It's the same thing, you know, it's just like Jean-Paul Valley is just standing there like, oh, I see what I've been up to. And then just out of panel, bam, Bruce Wayne's fist comes in. KOs his ass. So, you know, Bruce Wayne takes over as Batman. And Jean-Paul Valley just kind of disappears for a little while. Until people are like, hey, he's cool because he looks like a Crusader Knight. So let's bring him into the White Knight storyline, because that would be cool. And then we can have him in the game, and he can be standing there in the statue, and Batman could be all like, fight people without getting hit, because that's Batman. Meanwhile, Batman gets hit all the time. but unfortunately, Azrael doesn't bring that up. So yeah, so there's probably like a few side things there, like the whole recovery system for Bruce Wayne. I think that was a whole side story. Kind of, but the collection I read, they just kind of peeked in on what was going on, because it was just him and Lady Shiva. I'm pretty sure there's like a complete collection. There's like some kind of story there. Probably something about like a drug lord. Like Shiva's like, hey, let's go waste this drug lord. And Bruce Wayne's like, word, or whatever. Anyway, so I think in a way I did it. Wally Weasel explained to the best of his ability, which turned out to be pretty crappy. It's about as bad as I thought it would be. But yeah, I'm getting much closer to home. I can see my stairs. I can see my windows through the trees. Trees are bare still. Bare trees. That's right. There's my neighborhood. Try and guess where I am. If you can guess where I am. No. Anyways, so yeah. End of the video, because again, I'm getting close to home. So, hopefully you enjoyed the content. If there's anything else you want me to try and explain, just let me know. These videos are going to be very slow coming, just because due to the fact that my route, I kind of have to walk by like a busy road of the area, and I don't know how traffic worked with me recording my voice, which is why I kind of went silent during it. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch the video at some point if I build up that kind of nerve. Anyways, yeah. So this is just kind of something different, aside from What's Up Wrestling, which still every Fridays at 10 AST in the morning. Just watching the wrestling. Profiles coming. I'm rating them slowly but surely. And yeah, if you enjoyed, just let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to try and explain. I'll probably just give a brief overview on Wikipedia or whatever. And I was like, oh, I know it. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody. And bam.